we've got a very special guest with us today. We've got Carl Honoré with us. Carl, how are you today?
I'm very well. Good to be with you.
Great. Thanks for coming. Really appreciate you being on here. Are you ready to help rescue some retirements?
I'm ready to do just that.
Awesome. Great. Now, so we're going to be talking about a couple different things today that I think really speak to my audience. You've got a book called In Praise of Slow, and then another one called Bolder. And In Praise of Slow is real. Actually, I'm not going to explain it. I'm going to let you explain it. What is the whole slow movement, and what made you want to actually talk about that or write books about it?
Sure. Well, maybe I'll start with telling you how I got into it, right?
Yeah.
I think that when people get stuck in fast forward and every moment of the day becomes a race against the clock, that eventually you run up against some kind of crisis, right? And I'll have a wake-up call to realize that you're racing through life instead of living it. And a lot of people, that wake-up call comes in the form of an illness. The body just says one day, that's it, we're done here. This is too fast. And you have a burnout or you can't get out of bed one morning.
Mm-hmm.
My wake-up call came when I started reading bedtime stories to my son. And back in those days, I just could not slow down. So I'd go into his room at the end of the day and speed read Snow White. Yeah, I'd be skipping lines, paragraphs. I became an expert at what I called the multiple page turn technique, where you're trying to
I've done that. That caught me. I've done that so many times.
And it never works, right? Because these confounded kids, they know the stories back to front. So my son would catch me out. He'd say, "Daddy, why are there only 3 dwarves in the story tonight? What happened to Grumpy?" And this really lamentable state of affairs went on for quite a long time, until I caught myself flirting with buying a book I'd heard about, a book called The 1 Minute Bedtime Story. So Snow White in 60 Seconds. And I remember hearing about this book and thinking,
oh, wow.
Hallelujah. I need that book now. Amazon, drone delivery. And then the second reaction came rolling in, and it was a light bulb over the head moment. I just thought, whoa, has it really come to this? Am I really in such a rush? I'm prepared to fob off my little boy with a soundbite instead of a story at the end of the day. And it's like an out-of-body experience, total deep, searing epiphany. I thought, I've just lost my compass here. So I kind of set off around the world to investigate not only my own addiction to speed, but the bigger picture. And I came back with pretty good news, which is that wherever you go in the world now, well then, and especially now, I think post-pandemic, more and more people are doing the unthinkable. They're slowing down in every walk of life and discovering that, contrary to what conventional wisdom always tells us, which is that if you slow down, you're boring, you're stupid, you're lazy, you're unproductive, you're roadkill, that the opposite turns out to be true, that by slowing down judiciously at the right moments, people find that they eat better, make love better, teach better, learn better, work better, live better, right? And out of this surge of deceleration around the world has come this thing called the slow movement. Now, I think it's really important for me just to underline up front that when we talk about the slow philosophy with a capital S, nobody means doing everything slowly. Excuse me. That would be absurd. I am not an extremist of slowness. I love speed, right? Faster is often better. We all know that, right?
Do you not talk about doing work like the little sloth on Zootopia, the little cartoon that once again my kids watch? No?
There you go. There are times to watch the sloth doing his slow thing, and there are times to get your Roadrunner shoes on, right? I am sitting in London now, a city I love, the volcanic energy. I'm going to play hockey tonight, fast sport. I love speed, right? Slow movement is about doing things at the right speed. So sometimes fast, sometimes slow. Musicians have this wonderful expression. They talk about the tempo giusto, the correct tempo for each piece of music. That kind of gets at what slow with a capital S is about. It's ultimately a mindset. It's quality over quantity. It's being present in the moment. It's doing one thing at a time. Do you remember when we used to do that? Ultimately, really, slow is about doing everything not as fast as possible, but as well as possible. Super simple idea, but one that can just revolutionize in a good way everything you do, which is why in every field of human endeavor now, you will find a slow movement, whether it's slow food, slow sex, slow leadership, slow technology, slow fashion, slow travel, right? People coming to the party and saying, whatever I'm doing, how can I do it better by slowing down to the right speed? So simple idea, but it's got the power to remake our world.
As always, if you want more information on retirement, our
Contact information and calendar link is going to be in the description. And don't forget to smash the notification bell, hit that, smash the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell in that order. That's kind of how you want to do that, right? That way you can make sure to stay updated every single week on new content to help your retirement. And we also have another YouTube channel for a podcast called the Retirement Rescue Radio, where we dive deeper into a lot of these topics in a lot more long format style. Once again, just trying to bring you enough content to educate yourself so that you can live the retirement that you deserve. So take care, and we'll see you next week.